Okay, well, hello everyone, and happy that you could join us for this presentation on how you can earn passive income and help rebuild Ukraine with Andesite Blue Bonds. It's a pleasure to see everyone. Before I get started with this presentation and explain the opportunity and how it can benefit you, I'm first going to do a very brief disclaimer. And then after I do that, we'll go through the actual presentation. So this will just take a minute, but I want to do this disclaimer. As accredited investors, you will be aware that all investments carry some level of risk. This investment is only available to investors who are able to assess their own appetite for risk. Please read the risk statement within the investment memorandum before investing. Okay, fantastic. Now we've got that done and we can go through the actual presentation. So we offer corporate income bonds that pay 7.15% to as high as 8.85%, completely passive income. And the term is from either 3 years to 5 years. And we have some different options on that I'll discuss later. We use the money to help with the reconstruction and the rebuilding of Ukraine. I'll go through some examples of projects, but this is something where if you are looking for an investment that can provide long-term passive income that is secured by hard assets, Andesite Blue Bonds is a solution for you. And this is very exciting what we're doing. And there's a lot of opportunity here for you where you can not only earn passive income, but you also can have the satisfaction of knowing that your money is going for something worthwhile, helping Ukraine, helping with the reconstruction. So once again, these are corporate income bonds. These are not government bonds. We offer emerging market reconstruction bonds that are for helping to rebuild Ukraine, paying between 7.15 to 8.85%. Let's talk about the team that is working for you at Andesite Blue. We have a team that has 250 years of business experience, operating in more than 20 countries, including numerous emerging markets. Our team members have managed banks, billions of dollars in projects worldwide, along with currently representing one of the largest international investment firms in the United States. Let's talk about the team just briefly. The more information is available on the website. You can go to the website and get more information on the team there, but I just want to highlight a few things. We have Nigel Brigden, who is a UK citizen. He's a highly qualified and experienced banker. He's our chairman of the board of directors of Andesite Blue. He has 40 years banking experience with excellent contacts throughout the city of London. And he really helps us with designing everything, the financial product. We have Christina Katrakis. She is our international investment coordinator. She is a highly qualified and experienced business, culture, investment, and political coordinator. She has been involved and coordinated with a number of multi-million-dollar projects worldwide. We are very lucky to have her. We have Tetiana Kiltika. She is a UK citizen, but she's also Ukrainian. Her prior experience includes project management, budget management, sales forecasting. She also has been involved with work opportunities for Ukrainians in the UK and Ireland. She brings so much to the team, and we are very pleased to have her as a team member. We have Stephen Dyball. He's our senior operations management, and we'll go through his background in a little more detail on a different slide. But he brings a lifetime of experience working in emerging markets. Fantastic that we have him helping us. We have Mike Wilson, who is the co-founder of Andesite Blue. Mike is a businessman from the United States. He has worked at a lot of large companies in the United States, including Panasonic, Brother, and AT&T. So he brings a lot of business experience as well to the team. Myself, I'm a businessman from the United States. Prior to Andesite Blue, I was very focused on real estate investing in the U.S. Also have been involved in private business acquisitions and have been involved with several startup companies. Vasil Milnik, who is Ukrainian, but I'd like to direct your attention to his background. He actually is a former director in the Ministry of Finance of Ukraine with the government of Ukraine. He was actually elected from the Vitaly Klitschko bloc. His professional experience and knowledge of political processes in Ukraine is extensive and invaluable. We have Anatoly Landman, who is also a Ukrainian. He is an experienced business person. He also, if you've ever been to Kiev and the metro system in Kiev, he was responsible for the implementation of that project in terms of organizing the people that put it together so that the metro had internet. Dr. Mark Hong, he's a oral surgeon from the United States, but he also has worked in the United Kingdom. He's our chief medical officer. And we have him on the team as our chief medical officer because we're also involved with medical and dental clinics, modernization and improvement of those, in addition to just the reconstruction. So a lot of things that we're involved with helping. We have Andrew Richings, who's from the United Kingdom. Andrew Richings is the founder of Thomas Kelly Holdings, a boutique private consultancy firm that focuses on private equity, fixed income bonds for ultra high net worth and for high net worth sophisticated investors. He brings a lot of experience to Andesite in terms of making sure that the financial product is put together in a way that offers maximum benefits. New opportunities. Well, as has happened, there's been a twinning reconstruction initiative where the government of Ukraine has worked agreements with multiple countries. For example, the United Kingdom is twinned with the city of Kiev. Sweden is twinned with the Mykolaiv region, and the Republic of Ireland is twinned with Rivne Oblast. So that these areas that need reconstruction, each country can focus on that area helping. It is such a great program. And when each of the partner countries or partner cities have the opportunity, they take patronage over a particular region of Ukraine. What a great program. So now we know about the war. We know all of the terrible things that have happened, this senseless, this needless, this war that should have never happened, that's completely inexcusable, all of the misery that has been created for these people that were just living their lives, working hard, and all of this unleashed on them. These people need help because Ukraine needs help, the people there need help, and this is something where you can work with Andesite Blue, and when you purchase one of our bonds, we are able to help with the reconstruction. So you're able to earn passive income, a significant passive income, and then at the same time know that your money is going to a worthwhile purpose. And unlike a charity, we actually get your money back. So it is something that there is a lot of an advantage there for you as an investor, where you can be involved in important projects. Here is an example. This is Bucha. Bucha is actually the city where some of the war crimes occurred when Russia invaded, the numerous war crimes. This is how the street looked in Bucha on the day that it was liberated from Russian forces. And now, 9 months later, it has been tremendously rebuilt. Tremendous work has gone into restoring the area. It is something where there is so much work, not only in Bucha, but in Kharkiv, in Odessa, all over Ukraine. There's tremendous amount that needs to be done, and it cannot be done only by donations. Virtually every member of our team here at Andesite Blue has made personal donations to help with people in Ukraine. However, this is something that is so massive that it needs a larger capital base where we can borrow the money, do the construction, improve things in Ukraine, and then get the money back. So that is the need for this financial product. We are able to put the money to work, fixing things that need to be fixed. And it's something where you actually get the money back, unlike a charity where you donate the money and then it's gone. Whereas if you make the wise decision to purchase an Andesite Blue Bond, you can still do things that are good, where you're able to help Ukraine, help the people there, but you get your money back. So that is one of the advantages, is we're set up to be able to do that. And the things that have happened in Ukraine are completely unacceptable. They should have never happened. This is completely unacceptable in the world that we live in today. And but this atrocity has happened, and we need to go in and we need to improve things. We need to make things better. We need to rebuild things so that Ukraine is rebuilt even stronger than it was before this nightmare occurred. And this is something where the need is extensive, and that is why the Andesite Blue Bond exists. This is something where it can't all be done by government. And everybody knows that private enterprise often has a record of delivering better results than government alone. Of course, government's important. Government reconstruction's important. But we also are going to be there doing private reconstruction in the most efficient manner. So let's talk about Steve Dieball. I want to introduce Steve Dieball. He's a team member at Andesite Blue. He's our operations manager. And he really brings a lifetime of experience with emerging markets.
A long history in the manufacturing industry, engineering, chemistry, either running chemical manufacturing plants or building them. So in the early days of my life was very much in pure manufacturing, but building plants constantly. And so as life went on, I seemed to have a switch from being just involved in the manufacturing to actually being involved with the design and the building. Life has taken me around the world somewhat. I'm from the UK, but left and moved to Australia. There, again, building plants, but not only building plants, we had a lot of plants that needed improved. Their efficiencies were poor, and this was when we really started to get in. After that, eventually I ended up, for the last 30 years, sat in Dubai, but working in all the emerging countries. Africa, all of Africa, a good deal of it, into India, Pakistan, Turkey, Kazakhstan, even down into Brazil. So very much my last 30 years has been building facilities in the emerging markets.
Emerging markets. You said you were in some emerging. Approximately how many emerging markets did you actually work in developing and supplying plants?
Well, I mean, I know. Well, in the last 25 years, 30 years, approximately 22 countries.
22 countries.
Yes.
Okay, and that included Russia, didn't it?
It includes Russia, yeah, Ukraine. Here we looked at some projects. Kazakhstan, a lot of work. But in Africa, Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa.
Yeah, that's great that we have Steve and his experience. I want to introduce also Bradley Reed. Bradley Reed is with a company called Ukraine NUA. Ukraine NUA is a fantastic company. They are doing such good things with reconstruction. And this is just a short excerpt of a conversation between Mike Wilson, he's on the right with Andesite Blue, and Bradley Reed on the left with Ukraine NUA. Ukraine NUA and Andesite Blue are working together on reconstruction. We're going to be working on some different projects together. So it is an opportunity where we can combine resources and bring even better results. So I'm going to show this clip and then go on.
Tell our audience a little bit about you, your background, and what you're doing.
All right, I'm a media guy.
Okay.
Ostensibly started in the media, in radio, television, motion pictures. I have built theme parks in China. I've created nightclubs in London. We've done national radio programs. But then I moved from media into renewable energy. So
Okay,
started to
all
get
right.
into waste to energy, so municipal solid waste into energy, and then solar energy.
Okay. Okay.
A few years ago, we created a company here called Ibaji, which was all about doing rooftop solar in Ukraine.
Okay. All right.
Because we had a group in a company in the UK called Maximum Earth Group. And it was about becoming a micro utility built around rooftop solar for large commercial and educational institutions of options.
No, that's fantastic. No, and that's really encouraging, actually. There's a lot of things that you brought up that I wasn't even thinking about or aware of, and it makes it even more exciting to be a part of this development. I'm happy to be working directly, Andesite Blue, with Ukraine NUA.
Well, can I just jump in there and say your partner, Ben?
Yes.
Awesome man. Absolutely. I've only met him
On a screen.
You remember Max Headroom? Back when we were kids, you had Max Headroom. He was a kind of a digital superhero.
I don't personally.
You didn't watch as much television.
No.
So Ben to me is Max Headroom.
Okay.
He's just on, all I've seen him on is my screen.
Oh, yes.
Because I think he's in
He could
Moldova
be,
at the moment.
he could be with that one with Al Pacino, Simone or whatever, that movie where she was just only digital.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ben. That's my ace in the hole, you know.
But Ben found us in Ireland. He's the one that's talked to us about Andesite Blue, and the experience with Andesite Blue has been phenomenal. Absolutely. Ben does these weekly presentations.
Yes, we got one this evening, actually.
One this evening, which is going to be worth dialing into. Love Ben. He's absolutely wonderful. And so no, the whole experience with Andesite Blue has been great.
Yeah, and so and actually meeting you and working with you and you know, just kind of picking the brain and seeing the direction and the vision has been exciting and really phenomenal and encouraging, especially for us as a
people can help themselves.
Correct.
Joining
exactly.
in, working, and everybody earns.
Everybody there earns, even to the person and to the individuals coming back into Ukraine and have that opportunity to own their home.
Absolutely.
You know, and they're growing and they're earning and they're, you know, one thing I liked what Tatiana was talking about was, you know, your home should not be an expense. You know, she had a vision and being a scientist herself. I mean, she's a very intelligent woman. Her brain does not stop, you know.
Yes.
And that's how she invented and came up with the water project, is that she says your home needs to be paying you.
Yeah.
You know, and how do you do that? Well, one of the things is solar on the, you know, the solar using that empty real estate on the roof. And there's many different ways to be able to have your home benefit you, not cost you. You know, so again, so everybody benefits. So the investor and benefits from it, the developer and benefits from it, the workers, the contractors, the laborers, you know, everybody is benefiting from
absolutely
this, so.
And it is the most.
So that
tell our audience.
that's definitely good. That's very good. Now, the next clip that I'm going to show is also with Ukraine NUA, and this is
they can
Svetlana.
provide humanitarian help to Ukraine. It is very big help to us, especially now when many people without roof, they are refugees in other countries. Sorry, I can't speak. I will cry now.
No, sorry. Okay, so, and well, I'll get into that in more details later. But there, like you said, the services, the lawyer services and the
Mhm.
accounting services, they're also, you're also looking to produce job opportunities for Ukrainians when they come back. So because they've lost a lot of their jobs, they're not working. There's a lot of companies that have been closed down, and so people are without income. And so we're not just looking to build houses, you're also looking to produce communities and environments where people will have work to be provided, and sources of income and things to rebuild and get their lives back.
Yes, and who will build it? It will build Ukrainian people.
Yes.
They will have their job and they will have their salaries for life,
Yes.
continue their happy life in Ukraine, in new community. It will be modern community with latest technologies and everything. We are working very hard with green energy in our communities, and it will be very high quality communities. We are our dream to build communities of future. It must work not 1, 2 years, 10 years or 20. We are looking for about 100 years.
You want it to be sustainable, and
sustainable modular communities.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be very strong, very modernization with latest technologies.
The other thing, and you touched on it just a little bit now, which is exciting, is that it is Ukrainians' jobs. It's actually not just the fabrication of the homes, on the prefabrication of the homes and the modulars, because that will be done in a factory. And so we'll have Ukrainian factory workers, will have employment through that, but you're also creating jobs on inside those communities, and we're creating businesses inside those communities, so that it's all Ukrainian. So we're actually producing the economy that this is sustainable.
Yes, and now we are modular manufacturing homes company speaking with us now. They would like to set up their manufacturing
inside Ukraine
facility in Ukraine, in Rivne.
Okay.
It will be very big industry. It will be easier to get
materials
for building these modular communities, and also there will be also jobs for our Ukrainian people.
Yes. So let me take a little moment here, and I want to explain to the audience real quick what we're talking about and how this works. It's building of homes. Okay, that sounds like that's just construction workers and men working their hands. Well, in the pre-manufactured homes and the modular homes, you do have a plant, a factory that has all of the material and everything ready to start putting these homes together. Now, it's not cookie cutters. These are they're better quality. They have better efficiencies. They have better insulations. They retain heat better in the winter, and they retain the coolness in the summer. So they're very strong and durable homes. And what's really great about it is that because it's in a factory, you can easily monitor the quality control, which is very important, because now you have quality control management that actually looks at each of the processes. So one person, he will be in charge of one little area of his job, of a certain part of the construction, and then each person has their own field. Well, they get better and better at it and more efficient. All the tools, all the nails, the screws, the wood, the plastics, the material, everything necessary, the insulation is all there, and it goes down like building a car. It goes down an assembly line and builds it together, and then these homes are put together so that they will then be shipped by truck on location. And then now the other part of the work will be the preparation of the foundations, whether it's a single family dwelling home, or whether it's a multifamily, and such as a high-rise apartments. So these can be done in either way. the other really nice thing about these homes is a design. They're not just boxes. Okay, they have a very good aesthetic look, exterior and interior. The interior is amazing. The neat thing about it is that you can actually pick and choose what you want on the interior. So if and this is how we did it in America, that we would go and say, oh, we like this home, we like this design, we like the footprint and everything that and the structure of the plan. But we get to pick the faucets, we get to pick the appliances, we get to pick what we want to, and how it looks, the carpet or, flooring or however. So you can actually customize your own home even before it is made.
And that's really fantastic, the fact that we'll be able to do that. Okay, so let's take a minute and let's talk about the actual features and benefits of the bond for you as an investor. Well, the first thing that we offer is we offer a direct way for you to reach your passive income goals more quickly. Whether you have a passive income goal, if you'd like to get to 5,000 pounds a month, maybe you'd like to get to 10,000 pounds a month, or maybe you're in a situation where you want even more than that, or you want only 1,000 pounds a month. Whatever your situation is, we have a plan for you, and we can get you to those passive income goals in as short as 30 to 60 days, depending on the amount of capital you place into those goals. So the other thing that's really great about Andesite Blue, and that is so much better than just investing into one project, when you invest by purchasing a bond with an Andesite Blue bond, you are investing into multiple projects. Each of the projects has gone through an extensive due diligence process. We have management that is on location there that oversees the project. Each project is carefully monitored to make sure that it results in success. But you get the benefit of diversification, which is so important in investing. It's one of those things where it's just critical. Now, another thing that distinguishes an Andesite Blue bond from other investments is we do not charge our investors any fees, no fees, zero fees. We just don't believe in charging our investors fees. Now, I know many of you have talked to maybe private equity deals, or you've talked to hedge fund guys, and you know how those guys are. I mean, they're great guys. I'm friends with a lot of them, but they love those fees. The first thing they're going to do is tell you about the 2 and 20 fee and this fee and the carried interest provision, and they will have that thing so loaded up with fees. But you know what they don't mention a lot of times is that on private equity, yeah, it sounds great. You might make a lot of money, but 1/3, 33%, 0.3, a third of private equity deals completely fail. The other third, they just break even. And then the last third, they actually make money. So yeah, the returns may look a little bit higher, but with an Andesite Blue bond, you're going to have a good chance of getting not only passive income, but being able to benefit from all of the things that are going on here. And you're not paying any fees. So that's important. We also offer flexibility on interest payment. Now, I want to make it even more clear. Many of our investors are from the United Kingdom. So, they're kind of in a situation where they're thinking about, well, maybe I should just buy a gilt for passive income. A gilt, for those of you not from the United Kingdom, is just a bond, a government bond. And I've got a chart here that I want to make it crystal clear the difference between buying a corporate income bond with Andesite Blue, where you're going to earn a lot more, hundreds of basis points more than a gilt, versus buying a gilt. And I'll just show a short clip here. At the United Kingdom's 30-year gilt yield, and then compare that with Andesite Blue. And I'll give you a hint. Andesite Blue has much higher yields. So let's go ahead and look at the long-term history here. We can see that the highest that yields were in the United Kingdom was around 16% back in 1981. And then the general trend is it has gone down. The yield has decreased in value over time on the UK gilt. So if we go all the way to it looks like about May of 2020, it was even a little lower there. We can see that, you had some very low, here's a yield that was as low as 0.52 back in April of 2020. And then it's gone up. But to put that into comparison, we are offering a yield that's around 7.15 to 8.85. So let's just call it 8 approximately. To get an 8 yield, to get an 8% yield, you would have to go back in time to if you compare it with a gilt, you're looking at the last, it was around an 8% yield was around, let's see, when was it here? It was a while ago. To get an 8% yield, you had to go all the way back a long time to get that. It would have been somewhere around the 90s. So it's something to keep in mind that with Andesite Blue, we are able to offer a return that's around 8%. And the UK gilt has not done that in many years. So just please keep that in mind when you're trying to decide between bonds that are gilts and Andesite Blue. Fantastic. That's a big advantage, the fact that you can earn so much more passive income with our corporate income bonds. Now, let's talk about how the bonds actually work. Well, we offer passive income bonds to high net worth accredited investors and institutions in the United Kingdom and throughout the world. The net proceeds of the bonds are used to invest in Ukraine with projects that have been reviewed and passed all due diligence. We have a very extensive due diligence process. Our local Ukrainian management company collects rent and oversees management of the loan portfolio. So we make it so simple. What kinds of investments? What type? Well, we invest into the healthcare industry. We invest into things like surgical clinics, dental clinics. We invest into real estate, agriculture, green energy. We have a lot of exciting projects that we'll be talking about, and I'll show you some examples, but the returns are so ideal because you can place any amount. Say you decide to go with our suggested minimum, but we can work with lesser if you want to do something smaller, but we suggest 100,000 pounds. You get a 36-month bond. Say you want to be paid quarterly, you will earn 7.15%. And you will earn that over 36 months. You'll be paid $21,450 in interest, and then you'll get 100,000 in principal back. But say you want the maximum, say you want the absolute highest return. In that case, you could select the payable on maturity. That bond is for 60 months. And if you were to do the payment on maturity, you would get the highest return. You would earn 55,659 in interest, and then you would get 100,000 in principal back after the bond matures. So why should I invest in the bond? Well, I believe that an investment in the bond is suited to investors that are seeking an above average rate of return on their investment. If you're the type of investor that wants an above average rate of return on an investment, Andesite Blue emerging market corporate income bonds are able to deliver a return that is hundreds of basis points more than gilts. If you prefer the security of a bond that is asset backed, when we do our loans, we use the gold standard. So we are looking at the asset, making sure that the loan amount is a low enough amount. So it is something where we can then provide passive income and there's a margin of safety. How long term is the bond? It ranges from 36 to 60 months, but here's the great part, folks. Let's say that your bond is maturing. We give you plenty of notice. We call you, we email you, and we send you a letter. And let's say that you don't want the money back. Say you just want to let it keep working. We can automatically renew that bond for you on an annual basis. We do that as a convenience for our investors. And of course, if you want the money back, we just give it back to you. But some investors, they're at a point where they want to let it keep going. And we are in a position here where for years and years into the future, we can provide you with passive income with these bonds. Another question that we sometimes get asked is, can I put the bond into my self-invested personal pension, SIP? Well, good question. Good question. Actually, the answer to that is it is subject to the approval of your SIP provider. But folks, I want you to, if you talk to your SIP provider and they don't understand this and they don't really understand how it works, come and they tell you something like you can't do it, please, folks, call us back. We know a lot of other SIP providers and we can put you in touch with one that understands our financial product and they can help you with getting into this investment because it's something that is so important. What type of investment is it? It's a corporate income bond. So, okay, who can invest? Well, the first requirement is that you must be over 18 years old. And I have some great news just looking at the faces of the audience here today. Every single person is going to qualify on that alone. If everybody here looks like they're over 18, so I think we're safe. You also could be a trust. If you have a trust, we do allow a trust to invest. A company would take an investment from a company, or a charity. A charity can actually invest. And that is something that is great as well for charities because they may want to do something to help, but they can get their money, they can get more mileage out of their money if they purchase an Andesite Blue Bond instead of just giving it away to charity where it might do one good thing. Whereas with this, we can keep the money working longer term. You could be a certified high net worth investor, a sophisticated investor. How's the tax managed? This is dollars and cents, something that people always wonder about. We pay all of the money to you. We don't take anything out for taxes. We pay all the money to you. And we find that that's the best way because you and your tax advisor, you know what's the correct amount of taxes for you to pay. So we just pay all the money to you. And then based on your marginal tax rate, based on how you handle your taxes, you can take whatever you want for the taxes, but we don't get involved. We just pay it all to you with no money taken out. Are there any limits on how much you can invest? The suggested minimum investment is 100,000 pounds. If you're a new investor and you're just getting started with us and you want to do some lesser amount, like for example, 50,000 pounds and get on an annual investment program with us, that's what this is really designed for, an annual investment program. We welcome that. And we welcome come one, come all. We welcome everyone. However, let's say you're an institutional investor and you're wanting to do a significant investment, maybe 5 to 10 million or even larger, we can accommodate that. We will work closely with you to make sure that we have everything planned out where it meets all of your institutional needs. We work so closely with our institutional investors and we're happy to do that. So just something to be aware of. Can I get access to the money early? Great question. No, folks, this is not like day trading, and you're all smart, accredited investors. You already know this, but I'm just going to point it out. This is not like day trading where you can just buy a stock and, oh, it went down. Now I need to sell it at a loss so I can get my money back. It doesn't work that way. Part of the reason that this product pays so much passive income is it's a bit illiquid. It's something where you need to understand once you make a commitment for 36 months, we don't have a way to get you the money back early because we put that into an investment. We put that money to work. We said, hey, money, get to work. Then if you come and say, hey, give me the money back early, I have an emergency, we may not be able to do that. So, you know, it's something that you need to make sure that you're good with it. How will I receive the interest? Whatever bank account you want, we will pay it to you. How can I invest? That is a great question. If you are interested, please take action today, folks. Even if you're seeing a recording of this, take action and contact us. Find us on LinkedIn, look for Andesite Blue. Go to our website, andesiteblue.co.uk, fill out the contact form, send us a message. One of our team members will contact you. Reach out to me. I'll help you. You know, we love to work with our investors. And we make the process easy. We have designed the process of purchasing the bond where it's easy. Yeah, we're going to do that KYC. We'll do it, but we're going to make it as easy and painless for you as possible. We do what we need to do, but we have designed it where it's fast and it's simple, where we can get you that approval, where you're able to get things done and get back to enjoying your life and know that you're doing something worthwhile. So very good on that. Let's take a quick look at some potential projects. Here's a really exciting project. This is a concrete project. This is one that Ukraine NUA is doing. It's Modular Communities Initiative, and what a great project. Great company, great project. This is the phased creation of modular communities for returning Ukrainian refugees. And what I like about this is this is a project that really delivers turnkey, larger schemes in about 60% of the time by the best traditional build methods. There is such a need for housing, and Ukraine NUA is doing such a fantastic job with getting things done there, and we are excited to be backing them and to be helping them. So very exciting on that. Now, another project that's interesting is we're also involved in, we're looking at a project for the production of dairy products. This is one that's a 7.6 million project. It's got a 5-year timeline. It's going to take some investment. Another exciting project that we're working on is export substitution of methanol. This is one that Ukraine NUA is spearheading, where basically they have it set up where it's going to take approximately 10 million pounds CapEx per installation, but that is going to allow for a really great remotely operated automatic modular ethanol distillery. So definitely exciting. And that increases the value of local crops through local processing. So wonderful. A logistics center in Kiev. This is a $34 million project. It's got about a 7-year term, but it's going to be done in phases. That's something that's a great project that we're looking at. Now, here's one, a modern bricks factory. Now, I know that may not sound that high tech, but bricks are important in reconstruction. Bricks are so important in reconstruction. This is a factory that's going to take 118 million, and it's got about a 36-month timeline, but it's the project provides construction of a brick production plant with a planned capacity of 120,000 bricks per year. That is fantastic. Another thing that's important in reconstruction are ceramic blocks. Now, this may, it's just critical to have the ceramic blocks. And we find that this is a project that is attractive. It's 1.8 million is the total investment amount. And it's something where this is going to really help with the reconstruction. So those are some examples of projects. We always are adding new projects to the pipeline. And when you invest with Andesite Blue, you are investing in multiple projects with your bond purchase. You are doing just great things. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to hear us out today. We have these meetings every week, every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. UK time. And I invite you to come again next week. If you have friends or if you've got financial advisors, if you have people that you work with, please feel free to invite them. We'd love to have them. Come one, come all. We welcome everyone. So that is it for the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I will be happy to answer any and all questions.